You paid back a life-saving debt with 10 years of your youth. And when her first love came back, she tossed you aside without a second thought. Even with a terminal diagnosis, you held up your failing body just to sign the divorce papers. Only when you were at death's door did she finally come to her senses, crying and begging you not to leave. Jessica never loved me. When she married me, the condition was that the moment her first love returned, we'd divorce on the spot. For 10 years of marriage, I spoiled her for 10 years, and she waited for 10 years. At last, her first love came back. A divorce agreement landed in front of me. I coughed up blood and signed my name with a strange sense of relief. Jessica, I've repaid what I owed. It's time for me to go. On our 10th wedding anniversary, Jessica didn't come home. It was the first time she'd ever stayed out on our anniversary night. Every year, no matter how busy she was, she would make it back, and I would set out wine and candles so we could share a quiet drink and let her unwind for a few minutes at home. This year, she rushed out in the morning and never returned. Never sent a single message. I only remember the look on her face when she left nerves and delight all over it. She didn't look like a 32-year-old CEO, but a love-struck 22-year-old. I realized the man she loved was back. My heart clenched, then eased. I smiled, accepting it. I should have expected this day, and I'd already decided how to face it. I would leave. I took the cancer diagnosis from the drawer and started coughing. That metallic sweetness rising in my throat. Late-stage cancer. No cure. I used to wonder if, when I died, Jessica would break down in grief. Turns out I was kidding myself. 10 years of marriage couldn't sever her from the thought of her first love. She never saw me as a husband. 10 years ago, Jessica made me promise. If her first love came back, we'd divorce. I agreed without hesitation because I owed her my life. I can still see that crash blood everywhere. The stench of gasoline. My parents and little sister lay beside me, motionless, bodies mangled. Aside from the leaking gas, there was only the black despair of the night. That's when Jessica appeared. Helmet still on. She hauled us out with everything she had. Through the haze, I saw a tongue of flame flare up. The car might explode. Jessica didn't back off. Jaw clenched, hands slick with blood. She dragged each of us away from danger one by one. The car never exploded, but the blaze charred the vehicle we'd bought with our entire savings. And it burned my life to the ground. My parents and sister died despite all efforts. I lay in the hospital, wrapped head to toe like a mummy, staring blankly at the ceiling, crying for days. Jessica came again. Truth is, she never really left. She fronted the medical bills and found a caregiver for me. She couldn't see the face under my bandages, but she still met my eyes with an encouraging smile. She had a beautiful smile. On countless nights of despair, in dreams where I kept trying to end it all, I would remember that smile. She gave me a second life. She kept my family from being burned to ash. She was a shaft of light in that night. Chasing that light, I made it through one endless night after another and survived every pain. At last I was discharged, and the bandages came off. I was covered in scars, but thankfully only a few faint lines remained on my face, nothing disfiguring. I thought Jessica would come that day, but she didn't. Months later, I ran into her again. She was dead drunk in a bar, and I was on stage, making a little money singing love songs with what voice I had. Jessica locked onto me at once. Tipsy, she hooked a finger under my chin. "Hey, pretty boy, nice voice. Come drink with me." I froze. I hadn't expected my benefactor to have this side to her. I sat and drank with her in silence. The more she drank, the more she cried, sobbing about the man she loved who'd gone abroad. I asked why he left. She wouldn't say, only that too many people in this world love and can't be together. "Your voice sounds like his. I'll come listen to you a lot." Jessica made me a stand and not his face, just his voice. Every night she came to hear me sing and tipped me generously, sometimes dragging me out for late-night noodles. I looked after her, let her drink her fill at night and wake up comfortable at the hotel in the morning. Soon enough, we grew close. She began to lean on me, collapsing into my arms on hard nights, asking why I treated her so well. I thought, You gave me my life. How could I not? I didn't say that. I only joked, you tip big? Of course I'm nice. She laughed, then started complaining about her family pressuring her to marry. The nagging was driving her crazy. I teased, then marry me. I'll do you the favor. Her face changed. She nearly slapped me, then stopped herself. After a long, quiet look, she nodded. Fine. Men like you are rare. We decided to give it a try. Because of the accident, I had lingering issues. I couldn't do heavy labor or much mental work, so I became a stay-at-home husband. I made sure Jessica had zero worries so she could pour herself into the work she loved. She was very satisfied. She didn't love me, she just thought I was a rock-solid good man. Naturally, we got married. That night I was happy. I did like Jessica, the woman who gave me a second life, but she wasn't. Marriage had seemed like a formality to her, something to go through the motions with. But at the moment of truth, she regretted it. A sacred union isn't just finding a +1 for meals. The partner she wanted was him. So Jessica set one condition. If my first love comes back, we divorce immediately. Okay. My thoughts drift back. Night thickens. It's past midnight. I start coughing again. The blood tastes stronger than ever. I should go get treatment. It might buy me a little time, enough to savor the end of this life. I began waiting for Jessica to bring the divorce papers. Once we were divorced, I'd be free to go. At dawn, the click of heels sounded. I jolted awake from a nightmare and turned toward the door, only to feel the kink in my neck and the twisting pain in my gut. I'd fallen asleep in the chair. The wine and steak on the table in front of me sat untouched. Jessica pushed the door open. She'd grown sharper over the years, a general on the business battlefield. Usually when she came home, she brought that fierce edge with her and would announce how starving she was. I'd cook, run her a bath, brew herbs for a foot soak, and knead her shoulders. But tonight she didn't say she was hungry. She slipped off her heels while humming a tune. She didn't even notice I was waiting. You're back? I gave a dry little laugh, and blood slipped from my cracked lips as soon as I opened them. I pressed a napkin over it, pretending to wipe off grease. Jessica glanced up, her smile fading. The humming stopped. Her expression twisted with complicated, tangled thoughts. Clearly, she was here to ask for a divorce. Only after 10 years of me taking care of her, spoiling her like a daughter, she couldn't quite say it. Even a dog kept for a decade wins your heart. How much more a person? I have feelings too. So I didn't bring it up. With a mood I couldn't name, I asked, "You stayed out all night. Where were you?" "Work's been crazy," Jessica said, eyes darting away, the lie smooth as breath. "Oh, I stood to make breakfast. She only liked what I cooked. The nanny's food never suited her." "Luke, aren't you tired?" she suddenly asked. I paused and looked at her. "Tired of what?" "You've taken care of me for 10 years, practically my servant. You're more like a housekeeper than anyone we've hired. Doesn't that tire you?" Her lips pressed together. "Not really. I'm quite happy being your kept man," I said with a small laugh. The motion tugged at my stomach, acid rising. I couldn't stop coughing. "Got a cold?" Jessica took 2 steps forward, then stopped. It was as if she was trying to keep her distance. A pang hit my chest. In the past, she would have come over and touched my forehead, even though I'm a man. "It's nothing. You rest. I'll handle breakfast." When it was ready, Jessica was on her phone. The moment she saw me come out, she quickly locked the screen. It had looked like a chat window. I told her to eat. She ate as usual, then lifted those conflicted eyes to me again. I met her gaze, but said nothing. Maybe I should have been the one to start the conversation, so my benefactor wouldn't feel guilty. But what was I still hoping for? That she'd give up her first love for me? Kind of ridiculous. At last, Jessica spoke. "So, do you remember our agreement?" My whole body loosened, spine curving slightly before I straightened up again. I forced a grin. "Oh, so he's back?" Jessica gave a quiet and looked away. I tried to smile, but my face felt stiff and dry. "It's been 10 years. You still can't forget him?" I asked, voice sharper. "What's that supposed to mean?" Jessica frowned. I mean, the words cut off. I didn't even know what I wanted to say. Her brow furrowed deeper. She must have seen through me, seen that foolish spark of hope still alive. It annoyed her. She drew herself up, cold and commanding like the CEO she was. Luke, I never loved you. Please, honor our deal. The chill morning wind blew through the open door, and my body went cold. I coughed violently. All right. The divorce papers were ready 3 days later. Jessica hadn't been home since. She sent her secretary to deliver them and supervise my signature so there'd be no delay. Mr. Luke, sign here. After a month, you and Miss Jessica can collect the divorce certificate, Anna said. She pointed to the blank space on the form. Her face was complicated, eyes laced with pity. I slumped on the sofa and gave a faint nod before slowly sitting up. My fingers trembled nonstop. So tired. Not the kind of tired from work, but from life itself slipping away. I picked up the pen and glanced at the document. Jessica had been generous. She left me the villa and added $50 million in settlement money. Mr. Luke, there's another clause here, Anna said, pointing. I looked and pressed the pen tip to paper in silence. After divorce, the husband must not appear before the wife under any circumstance. Otherwise, it will be deemed a breach of contract. Another new condition. The pain in my chest flared awake. I gasped for breath, clutching at my heart as if I could tear out the cancer itself. Mr. Luke, are you all right? Anna jumped. Head bowed, I exhaled, and slowly signed my name. Every stroke was a farewell to the past 10 years. Every letter erased another image of Jessica's smile. When it was finally done, calm returned. I looked up with a faint smile. All signed. Anna gathered the papers, hesitated, then said softly, Mr. Luke, please don't grieve too much. I think Miss Jessica actually liked you. She's just trapped in the past. Her heart's been stuck there for 10 years. Anna wasn't just her secretary. She was also her friend. She knew a lot. I waved her off. Don't say that, or Miss Jessica might dock your pay. Go on. I'll meet her next month for the divorce certificate. Anna sighed and left with the papers. The door closed, and I collapsed back, melting into the sofa like a heap of useless flesh. So tired. So damn tired. Will I even live to see that day? With the papers signed, it was over between Jessica and me. 10 years of marriage cut off in a single stroke, expected, really. My debt was paid. 10 years of youth spent taking care of Jessica, sparing her every hardship, and today I set her free. I've done all I could. You could even call it redemption complete. The thought made me laugh at myself. I'm such a saint, surely I'll become a Buddha after death. Amen? The front door suddenly clicked open. Someone entered a code. The lock hadn't been used in years. We relied on facial recognition. I turned to see a tall man in casual clothes stride inside. His eyes roamed the villa, taking everything in, not noticing me, sick and slumped on the sofa, until I spoke. Who are you? He flinched, then smirked. Luke? Jessica's husband? You don't exactly ooze masculinity. I was too sick to have any aura left. Jason? I squinted. The realization hit Jessica's first love. That's me. This villa, Jessica and I picked it together back then. Brings back memories. I just wanted to take a look. Didn't expect she'd never change the passcode. Still my birthday. She's such a sentimental woman, Jason said, pointing at the keypad. His tone carried a smug pride, as if that unchanged code was his victory banner. My hand clenched. The code was Jason's birthday. I remembered asking Jessica once. She'd said it was random digits she never bothered to change. 10 years of couldn't be bothered. And I believed her. I laughed at my own stupidity, shook my head. You're here. Look around all you want. I'll change the code later. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Jason arched a brow. He saw himself as the man of the house. Naturally displeased I'd change it. Jessica and I are divorced. The villa's mine now. I stood, trying to maintain some dignity. I used to be tall and decent looking too. No worse than him, just weaker now, hollowed by cancer. That so? Jason's lips curled into a grin. Mr. Luke, I don't need the money, but this villa holds memories for me. I'll pay extra if you leave it. No. My refusal was firm. Not because I coveted the place, but because I was dying. I had no home left. This villa was all I had. If I died here, at least it would feel like returning to where I belonged. You know, Jessica loves me. I could have her throw you out any time, Jason said coldly. He despised me, yet resented that I'd had 10 years with her. He wanted a fight. It's written in black and white on the agreement this villa belongs to me, I said again, staring back at him without a flicker. Jason snorted. You've got some nerve for a kept man. What, your parents teach you to live off women? My pupils shrank. My lips trembled violently. Shut up! Get out! I barked. Jason's face darkened. Who the hell are you telling to get out? He took a step forward and shoved me hard. I lost my balance instantly, collapsing to the floor, head spinning, my frail body limp like dough. Almost at that moment, Jessica came home. She'd heard us shouting and hurried in only to see Jason glaring down at me while I lay weakly on the ground. What, you putting on a show? You that fragile? Jason sneered, shaking his head before turning to Jessica to explain. Her brows knit tight as she snapped coldly. Get up. Stop pretending to be weak. Without hesitation, she stood by Jason's side, her tone toward me stripped of all gentleness. My chest twisted in agony again. I gasped, trying to push myself up, but couldn't. That's the cruelty of cancer. You look fine one moment, then collapse the next, trembling like a chick in a storm. Man, you're pathetic, Jason said with disgust, clicking his tongue. Can't even stand up, what a joke. Jessica grew angrier. Luke, what the hell are you doing? Aren't you ashamed? I've got cancer, I said, staying seated to catch my breath. Both of them froze. Then Jason burst out laughing. Man, you're not seriously pulling the sick card, are you? What a drama queen. Jessica pressed her lips together, visibly impatient. I pointed toward the TV cabinet drawer. The diagnosis is in there. Before Jessica could react, Jason had already grabbed it. He glanced at the papers, then laughed again. Stage 4 stomach cancer? Oh, come on. You really went and faked this to keep Jessica? You even forged the report? He thought I'd made it all up. Jessica took a look herself, then tossed it aside. Don't start this act again. You've already gotten everything you deserve. What more do you want? Nothing, really, I said. Just that this is my home. That man isn't welcome here. I looked at Jason. His mouth twisted. Jessica, this was our love nest. How could you give it to some outsider? Add some money and kick him out, Jason said. Jessica frowned and said nothing. I looked at her, the woman I'd spent 10 years beside. She looked back, her eyes wavering, then turned to Jason and murmured, I've already bought a bigger villa. Let him have this one. No, I'm sentimental. I want to live here, Jason snapped. He was firm. Jessica sighed, looking away but speaking to me. Luke, I'll give you $100 million. Leave this place. For a moment, my eyes dropped, and my whole body sagged, strength draining out of me. I knew our 10 years together had truly ended. The debt I owed Jessica was finally, completely repaid. I owed her nothing now. She was the one abandoning me. After a pause, I laughed easily. Make it $200 million. A man's youth has to be worth something. Deal. I took the $200 million and walked out of the house I'd lived in for 10 years. One last look back after the sorrow came relief. Release. I had no attachment left. For 10 years, I thought I was just repaying a debt. But somewhere along the way, I fell for Jessica, and I could tell she cared for me too. But compared to her first love, I was just a loyal dog with feelings. So be it. My debt was paid, and my heart finally light. I didn't have long to live anyway. Why trap myself? It was time to enjoy what little I had left. That night, I went straight to the biggest bar in the city, ordered a dozen gorgeous girls, and hugged each of them one by one. My body was weak, but my heart's still wild. They say a man's spirit never grows old, right? I partied with the girls, then went bungee jumping, skydiving, off-roading, anything thrilling, I did it. And damn, it felt good coughing blood and laughing at the same time. Eventually, my body gave out. After 10 days of indulgence, I hit my limit and had to rest. 2 days later, once I'd regained some strength, I went out again, this time to visit my parents' and sister's graves. I did every year around this time, though the past 9 years, Jessica had always come with me. She never knew the people buried there were the ones she had dragged out of that burning car. She only thought I was pitiful, all alone with no family left. And she was right alone, with nothing tying me down. I sat before the tombstones until dark. When I stood to leave, dizziness hit, and I collapsed to the ground. When I woke, I was lying in a hospital bed. The ward was vast and empty, filled only with the beeping of machines. Outside the door, a few doctors were whispering about my condition. Then a familiar voice rose. "What? Late-stage stomach cancer? That can't be right. He just fainted. It wasn't Jessica, it was her secretary, Anna." Seems Anna had brought me here. Mr. Luke's file has been on record for a while. He really does have terminal stomach cancer. We've repeatedly advised hospitalization, but he refused. The doctor said gravely. Anna looked stunned, immediately dialing her phone, but no one picked up. "Oh no! Miss Jessica went on her honeymoon with Jason yesterday. No one can reach her." Anna scratched her head in panic. I curled up, coughing. Whoever said illness strikes like a mountain falling wasn't lying. One day you're walking around, the next you're half dead. I could feel my end coming fast. The doctors came in. Anna tried to follow, but they stopped her. "Mr. Luke, you must begin treatment now. We've already prepared a plan. Please cooperate." Without waiting for my reply, they pushed the consent form at me. I guess someone in this world still didn't want me to die, even if only out of duty. "If I get treated, how long can I live?" I asked. "Hard to say. Without treatment, you might not last a month," the doctor said solemnly. "Not even a month, huh? Then I'd better take it. After all, I still hadn't collected the divorce certificate. Damn that mandatory waiting period." I agreed to treatment. The pain that followed was beyond words hell itself. The hair falling out, the blood I vomited enough to shoot 10 horror movies. Once I stabilized a bit, Anna finally managed to visit. She was frantic. "Mr. Luke, why didn't you tell Miss Jessica? I knew something was off with your complexion before, but this..." "It's fine," I said, looking out the window at the leafless trees. "This is a good thing. Jessica has someone now, and I'm free. The northern winter couldn't hold a single green leaf anymore." "Don't say that, Mr. Luke. Miss Jessica would worry sick. She's just on her honeymoon. She forgot her phone. Can't be reached." Anna's lie was flimsy at best. I couldn't help but laugh. "I get it. She's on her honeymoon with Jason. When she's having fun, she's all in. You'll never reach her. I knew that about her." Whenever we traveled, once Jessica got into vacation mode, she'd ignore every call from work. Nothing could interrupt her. Sometimes I'd remind her to check in with the company, and she'd argue logically, "If I still have to think about work, what's the point of taking time off?" Then she'd add, "Besides, I'm here for you. Right now, you're all I care about." She used to care about me. Now, it's Jason she cares for. "I don't know how to put it," Anna said, "but Miss Jessica really does care about you. She even told me to find you at the cemetery. She knew you'd go visit your family. She's just too busy this year to join you." So, Jessica remembered the date I visited my family's graves. Only this year, she chose to spend it with Jason. "Anna, don't comfort me. I know Jessica's with Jason. I'm not mad. I really wasn't. Not even a little. That's how men are. Once they see the truth, once they let go, nothing matters anymore. It's like a phase change. Once it happens, there's no going back. No lingering regrets, especially when you're about to die. What's love or heartbreak to a dying man? As long as you're not angry, Mr. Luke. Honestly, I think Miss Jessica and Jason aren't a good match. She's a strong businesswoman, and so is he. They'll clash. I heard they broke up 10 years ago because of that." "Stop it," I said, lifting a weak hand. "Don't jinx them. They're a perfect match. Let them be." Anna frowned. "I'm not jinxing them. I just think you're better for her. Miss Jessica needs someone to pamper her and love her. She's like a child, really." "Yes, she was like a child. I remembered how she'd lose her high heels and stomp up and down the stairs in frustration, yelling that the villa was too damn big. Luke! Luke! Where are my shoes? Where did you put them? Check under the TV cabinet. I'd say just after finishing some company paperwork and sliding it into her briefcase. She'd run to look and find them there. Then she'd tilt her face up at me from the living room. You hid them on purpose, didn't you? Trying to mess with me? You got drunk last night and kicked him under the cabinet, I'd reply, walking downstairs to hand her the briefcase. She'd think a moment, then stick out her tongue sheepishly. Oh, right. Forgot. She'd open the briefcase, review the documents I'd signed, and grow more pleased the more she read. Luke, you're amazing. Not a single error, and your handwriting's beautiful. Honestly, being a house husband is such a waste for you. You should be my vice president instead. She'd said that more than once, and truth be told, I wasn't without talent. A graduate from a top university, good with finance. But I knew Jessica never really needed a VP. What she needed more was a support. Someone to find her heels, tidy up her scattered files, and cook her a bowl of porridge. You're just like a kid. I'll stay home and take care of you, I'd said back then, ruffling her hair. She didn't resist, only rolled her eyes playfully before heading out with a grin. Now, she'd never roll her eyes at me again, and she'd never let me touch her head again because now she's Jason's kid. As for me, I'm free. No more raising a child. In the second week of my hospitalization, my condition worsened. The doctors issued 3 critical notices, scaring Anna to tears. Thankfully, I survived each time. Mr. Luke, hang in there. I'll try to reach Miss Jessica again. Anna was running in circles, desperate to get through to her. I lay motionless, hallucinating like I'd eaten poisonous mushrooms. Everything looked distorted. Even the ceiling seemed to sway. Finally, Anna came up with an idea. I'll ask the manager to contact Jason. He has Jason's business card. If we reach him, we can reach Miss Jessica. Brilliant girl. She called the manager right away, her voice babbling away on the phone. My head was spinning. I couldn't even tell what she was saying. After a while, her tone rose in excitement. Mr. Jason? I'm Miss Jessica's secretary. Please pass the phone to Miss Jessica. Jason did as asked. Anna's voice grew even louder. Miss Jessica, thank God I found you. Come back quickly, Luke is dying. Jessica didn't respond, probably stunned. Anna pressed the phone to my ear and urged, Mr. Luke, say something! My mind was foggy, and the tubes in my body made every breath hurt. I rasped, Come back soon. We need to finalize the divorce. I can't die in peace otherwise. Luke, what the hell? You know I'm on a date with Jason, and you call me now? Her voice was ice cold. I clicked my tongue, anger flared even through the pain, but before I could speak again, she added, Don't call me again! You promised to stick to the deal! Then she hung up. Anna panicked and dialed again, but no one answered. She groaned in frustration, clutching her head. I slanted a glance at her, for the first time finding Jessica, the child, utterly irritating. I don't even know how many times I've clawed my way back from the brink of death. Today, the sun was bright for once, and strangely, I felt better. Anna came to see me again, her face lighting up when she saw my color improve, only to dim seconds later. When a dying man starts to look better, it usually means his light's about to go out. When death shines brightest, it's truly near. Has the cooling off period ended? My voice rasped like torn cloth. Anna checked the calendar. 3 more days. In 3 days, I could officially divorce Jessica. No more ties between us. Good. Just 3 more days and even death can't stop me. I laughed softly, trying to cheer myself up. For once, lively Anna was silent, her eyes rimmed red. I chuckled, then looked out at the sunny sky. Feeling stronger, I had one thing left to do. Anna, can you get me a pen and some paper? Of course. She ran to find them. With pen and paper, I could finally write something. Not anything profound, just my will. After all, I had 200 million. Slowly, I began jotting things down, one line at a time. When I die, Bury me beside my parents and sister. Plot 6-8, Nanshan Cemetery. Donate $5 million to Project Hope. Donate $10 million to the Children's Fund. The list grew long. Anna peeked curiously. Mr. Luke, are you writing your will for Miss Jessica? Bullshit! After 2 days of writing my will, my so-called rally effect had worn off. I was weak again, lying flat and aching from head to toe. The pain pulled at every organ. Every nerve made me want to throw myself out the window just to end it. But I had to wait. Wait until the divorce certificate was signed. 1 day, 2 days, 3, the time had come. Anna was gone. She hadn't stayed overnight. Left early yesterday. The room was quiet. I could hear the faint gurgle of fluid through the tubes. Maybe it was the pain, or the lack of it, that made me realize I'd gone completely numb. I didn't feel pain today. Remarkable, since even during those false rallies, pain always came. But not now. I pushed myself up slightly and clenched my fist. Some strength. More importantly, no pain. I hurried to keep writing. Donate a road and 50 streetlights to my hometown, Pingto Village. Donate $3 million in cash and supplies to the East City Orphanage. If my organs are still usable, donate them all. Just burn my bones and bury them beside my family. When I finished the last word, my strength drained away, and I fell like a dead branch in the wind. At that moment, the door burst open. Jessica came in. She'd finally returned. I suddenly had a surge of strength and pulled the blanket over myself. I didn't want to see her. Seeing her would make dying unbearable. Luke, what's wrong with you? Jessica stepped in slowly, voice cold. Anna says you have cancer. Is this your idea of a joke? You're still playing that melodramatic card? I didn't answer, just lay there in the darkness, under the blanket, silently begging her to leave so I could die in peace. Say something! Stop pretending! She barked. Our deal was made 10 years ago and you agreed to it. I've done nothing wrong. Yeah, right, you've done nothing wrong. Now go away, please. Luke, are you mute now? She came closer, grabbed the blanket, and yanked it off. You're faking illness so you can avoid the divorce, aren't you? What are you? Her words stopped dead because she saw me, saw my bald head, saw my sunken cheeks, saw my emaciated body. I curled up, every inch of me screaming in pain, worse than the car crash years ago. Luke! Jessica froze, like she'd been struck by lightning. Then she fell to her knees beside me, trembling uncontrollably. She screamed, Luke! I couldn't respond. Luke! Jessica broke into sobs, her cries tearing through the air. You're really sick? Why didn't you tell me, you bastard? Why did you hide it from me? Hide it? I showed you the diagnosis, remember? You just didn't believe it. And stop touching me! It hurts so damn much! Say something. You'll be fine, you hear me? Jessica kept crying, hysterical. I blacked out from the pain. This time, I slept for a long, long while. When I woke again, it was midnight. I blinked for a while before the world came into focus. Still the hospital, but a more luxurious ward. Probably Jessica's doing. She must have done everything she could to save me. I'd beaten death again. Hell, I was indestructible. The light in the room was dim, blurring everything, but I heard the door open. Someone came in. I thought it was a nurse, but it was Jessica. She sat by my bed, staring at me without blinking. I closed my eyes, but the twitch of my lashes must have given me away proof that life hadn't left me yet. You're awake? Can you open your eyes? Jessica's voice trembled with hope as she gently clasped my hand. I was awake, yes, but it felt like a dream. So I stayed silent, unwilling to open my eyes. Jessica grew anxious, rubbing her cheek against my hand. Luke, you idiot! Let's forget about the divorce, okay? Just wake up. Forget it? Why? Why now? I shouted the questions in my head, but had no strength to speak them. I stayed silent. Her tears fell onto the back of my hand. I haven't slept a single night these past days. I keep thinking about you, whether you're hurting, whether you're sad. Her voice cracked. I was so stupid. chasing after a childish dream from my youth. But that dream never mattered. Her tears kept falling. The regret I had at 22 haunted me all my life. I thought I had to fulfill that dream, but when it finally came true, I realized the real dream was the one beside me all along. I couldn't respond. I was too tired, and I didn't want to hear another word about her so-called dream. Annoying. The door burst open again. I didn't know who had come in. I heard a deep male voice say, "Jessica, you've been here for days without sleep. You'll collapse if you keep this up." "I've hired 3 caregivers to take shifts looking after him. Come with me." "No." Jessica's voice was firm, almost defiant. The man fell silent for a moment, then said bitterly, "I have to ask, do you still love me?" "Why have you ignored me ever since we came back from our honeymoon?" Jessica said nothing. He sighed. "I've sensed it. We're no longer who we were 10 years ago. From the moment we met again, your heart was never really with me. You've been forcing closeness, trying to revive what we lost, lying to yourself, convincing yourself you still love me." He took 2 steps closer, as if to look at me. "But you don't love me anymore. Maybe it's because of him. In the end, I still lost to this weakling, didn't I?" "Shut up!" Jessica snapped, teeth clenched, refusing to let Jason insult me. He fell silent. Jessica gripped my hand tighter and rasped, "Go, Jason!" "I really don't love you anymore. I've been trapped by the regrets of my 22-year-old self. Too blind to see the man who's been with me these 10 years. He's dying now, and I finally realized my biggest regret wasn't you, it was him." The man stood still for a long while, then left in defeat. Jessica leaned down and kissed me. "Luke, the one I love is you." "Honestly? Just let me die." The pain was unbearable. I turned my head and blacked out again. When daylight came, I woke once more. What can I say? I'm ridiculously hard to kill. Anna was sitting nearby. When she saw me awake, she sighed in relief. "Mr. Luke, thank goodness. Are you hungry?" For once, I actually felt a bit of appetite, maybe because my mood had lifted. I nodded. Anna brought over some porridge she'd already prepared. At death's door, who cares what it tastes like? I might as well eat. I swallowed with effort. After a few spoonfuls, Anna smiled. "Jessica made this herself. She doesn't know how to cook, spent hours on it. Her hands are covered in burns. Poor thing." I spat it all out right then. So it was Jessica's cooking. No wonder it was burnt and sticky. I'd thought Anna made it. That's why I tried to force it down. "Luke, why did you spit it out?" The door opened and Jessica walked in. Her eyes were red. She hadn't slept in days. It tasted awful, so I spat it out. I rolled over and lay on my side. I already felt sick, and that porridge made it worse. I had to lie sideways just to ease the nausea. "Luke, do you really hate me that much?" Jessica came closer, and Anna stepped aside. "I've got indigestion. I have to lie like this," I muttered, my back to her, feeling worse by the minute. Jessica sniffled and tried to grab my hand. I quickly pulled away. "Don't touch me." "My skin feels like it's on fire. It hurts when you touch it." It was true, but Jessica only grew more upset. "I know I hurt you. I've been trapped in old regrets, but I loved you long ago. I was too stupid." She broke down, crying hard. My head throbbed from the noise. "Can you please stop talking? I'm dying here, and your nagging's making it worse," I begged. "Please, lady, spare me." Jessica covered her mouth, tears streaming down. "That damn porridge nearly finished me off. It took days before I felt any better. The weather was nice again." I clenched my fingers. The veins on my thin hand stood out. I could feel a faint spark of strength. Maybe today was my true final burst before death. I couldn't waste it. "Anna! Anna!" I called out. No Anna appeared. Jessica did. She was holding my notebook of final wishes, looking at me with tender guilt. "Luke, you're awake? How do you feel?" I frowned, eyes fixed on my notebook. "What are you doing with that?" I was helping you improve it. Made some edits. Like the part where you said you donate your organs. I don't think that's necessary. I want you to stay whole. Her eyes welled up again. My will upset her, but I was furious. Are you out of your mind? What business is it of yours whether I donate my organs? I was useless alive. Can't I at least be useful dead? No. That's not what I meant. I just want you to be whole, she said quickly, flustered, like a child caught doing wrong. In 10 years, I'd never seen her look like that. And now, when I was dying, her face was full of emotion. It only made me irritated. Give it here! I reached out my dry hand. Jessica handed the notebook over. I grabbed a pen and started correcting her changes. She had no right to alter my will. We were done. Jessica stood silently, tears soaking her collar. Her face twisted with regret and sorrow. Thankfully, Anna walked in. Otherwise, Jessica might have cried forever. Miss Jessica, what's wrong? Anna asked, startled. I rubbed my wrist and said expectantly, Anna, I finally have some strength. This must be it. The real final burst. Get the car ready. Take me and Jessica to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get the divorce certificate. It's the only thing I haven't finished. I couldn't die at peace with that thorn still in my heart. Anna gasped and looked to Jessica. Jessica broke down completely. Honey, please don't. Let's not get divorced. I'm begging you. She collapsed in tears, the powerful CEO nowhere to be seen. But I shook my head. We have to. It's a thorn in my heart. Once it's done, I'll die happy. Bundled in a heavy coat and 3 winter hats, I sat slumped in the wheelchair while Anna handled the paperwork at the bureau. The process was simple. It's only a divorce, after all. Jessica stood beside me, eyes swollen and red from crying. When it was time for me to sign, she pleaded again. Honey, don't do this. Please. I've loved you for 10 years. I've always loved you. Without you, I don't even have the courage to live. She cried so loudly people stopped to stare, wondering why such a beautiful woman was sobbing in a divorce office. Mr. Luke, Jason already went back to the States in shame. Miss, Jessica truly doesn't love him anymore. She loves you, Anna said, holding my pen to stop me from signing. My head pounded. Can you all just stop talking? I'm dying here. My life was fading away, and they were still rambling about love. Is it so hard to just let me die in peace, free of this damn thorn? Jessica, here's my final answer. I've loved you for 10 years too, but now I don't love you anymore. Please, let me go. I turned to her, my gaze empty, drained of emotion. I felt like a dead tree in winter just waiting to fall because I couldn't endure the cold any longer. Jessica trembled, shaken by my eyes. Her lips quivered as she stammered, You really don't love me anymore? I nodded firmly. She staggered back, nearly falling, and Anna caught her. I took the chance to sign my name. I, Luke, was officially divorced from Jessica. The swaying Jessica lunged toward me, crying out, Honey! I forced my head up to look at her and called, Jessica! Honey! Say it! Say it! Jessica clung to me, trembling. Remember, I whispered. Remember what? I remember everything. I'll never forget you. Jessica hugged me tighter and tighter. Remember to sign. To get the certificate, I breathed. That was all I had left. Jessica broke down completely, wailing. I closed my eyes. The pen slipped from my hand. My body relaxed. In that moment, the thorn in my heart was finally gone. I could die in peace. My head tilted, my hand fell, and the world went dark and silent. But I was smiling. Dad, Mom, little sister, I'm coming to see you.